Today we're taking a look at the 2025 Mach 33 DS from PSE Archery. Welcome back to Mike's Archery, and today we are taking a look at the 2025 lineup from PSE, and we have got their new carbon riser bow, the Mach 33. So it's a little longer axle-to-axle version of what we saw last year with the Mach 30. So if you are looking for that longer axle-to-axle, you're a bigger guy like me, I like these longer bows, and you just want that smoother, more forgiving platform, the new Mach 33 is what you need to take a look at. Now, as we take a look at the specs on this new bow, the speeds are coming in at 335 feet per second. The axle-to-axle, obviously, at 33 inches, giving it an overall cam-to-cam length of 38 3/4. Now, the brace height on this bow is 6 5/8 of an inch. And then as we look at the weights, the physical weight on this bow is advertised at 3.7 pounds. And we threw it on the scales and got it at 4.4 out of the box. Once we removed the dampeners and things, we got it down to 4 pounds even. Now the draw length option is still on that EC2 cam, and you're going to be able to adjust this bow from 25.5 on the low end out to 31 inches. So gaining an extra inch or so there for you longer draw guys. Again, fitting some of our bigger guys in the market. Now the draw weight options are going to be available in 50, 60, and 70 pound maxes as they have in the past. So if you're looking for that extra heavy weight because of these new bows being so smooth, you can certainly upgrade this bow and get an 80 pounder. Now if you're still looking for your standard stuff or a lighter weight bow, you can certainly order these bows in that 50 and 60 pound weight option. The Letoff on the EC2 cam has been variable for several years, still there at 80 to 90%. Depending on where you set up that draw stop peg, and you can get low let-off mods for these bows as you can for most PSEs if you want that higher holding weight. Now as we look at the EC2 cam platform, it's been around for a couple of years, and that Evolve cam platform has been around for several, and we love the way it feels. This bow is no different with an EC2 cam. You've still got the 220 shim system that PSE upgraded to the last couple of years, so you're able to adjust this bow, shim that bow back and forth without too much trouble. You're not dropping shims on the floor. It makes tuning a breeze with this thing. Now you've got fully integrated accessory options on this, so you've still got your Hamskea or your QAD mount on the back, so you can mount any of the integrated rest options on the market to this bow. And then you've got the pick rail up front if you want to put a pick rail sight, bringing an integrated sight option. And as the market changes, we've got tons of options there for you as well to integrate a sight onto this bow. PSE also continued with that integrated carry sling. It attaches here at the bottom of the riser just next to the limb pockets. So if you're looking for one of those, it makes a nice added feature and accessory to help you carry this bow through the woods. They did change out the roller guard last year, and this bow does come with that new upgraded roller guard. It also allows you to do that new two-piece integrated quiver, whether you're doing that top-mounted hood with the arrow holders mounted directly onto that roller guard, or you can do a true two-piece quiver option, fully integrated into that bow, bringing everything in nice and tight. Still has your standard features with the lower stubby, your roller guard, string stop, limb dampeners, all the things you expect out of a PSE bow, the PBT tuning, and of course that full draw stability that they've come out with the last few years to make this bow hold at full draw better and eliminate some of that torque in your shot. It still has that great thin grip that PSE's had for the last several years, and if you like a nice thin grip, you're going to be able to shoot this bow really well. And it still has the holes drilled there. If you want to put an aftermarket or beefier grip on this, you certainly can. You've still got your front and back stabilizer mounts along with that lower stubby stabilizer there at the bottom of the riser. It just allows for a balanced setup and being able to tune it and balance this bow perfectly for your shooting. Now as far as color options, PSE has got a few new ones, but the standard solid colors are still available in the black as well as the charcoal, the new clay brown that you see here on this riser, as well as the olive green that you see on the limbs, or you can do the color combo with the clay brown and green olive on the limbs, which looks really nice. Now last year they added some bronze cam options, and you're still able to get this in the black with bronze cams or the charcoal setup with bronze cams, which makes a really nice sharp looking bow. Now on the camo side of things, they're offering 3 camos with Kuiu Verde, the Kryptek Skyfall, as well as Mossy Oak Bottomlands. So you've got some great color options there to make this bow stand out from the crowd. Now as we look at the price point, it's going to come in at $18.99, which is pretty much where we expected this bow to be, right there with all the other competition when you're looking at carbon risers. It is a high-end bow, but if you're looking for the top end and the best in performance of everything, as well as one of the lightest bows on the market, you're going to have to pay for it, and PSE is no different at that price point. Now from here, we're going to step back to the lane. We're going to shoot this bow over the chronograph, give you a breakdown of all the speeds, as well as the decibel reading, and the overall feel on the new Mach 33. As usual, we'll be shooting this bow at 29 inches, 70 pounds, and 90% let off. So we step back here to the lane, and we have got the new Mach 33 DS from PSE. This is their new carbon riser bow, and we are looking forward to putting this thing through its paces. As usual, we are going to shoot this over the chronograph, give you a breakdown all the way from a 350 grain out to a 500 grain arrow, as well as the noise ratings on this bow. So let's put this thing through its paces, and as usual, we're going to shoot it at 29-inch draw length, 70 pounds, and 90% let off. So let's just see what we get. All right, so this bow is coming in with a 350 grain arrow. We got 311 feet per second. With a 400 grain arrow, it came down to 292. With a 450 grain arrow, we got 277 out of this bow, and a 500 grain arrow brought it down to 263 feet per second. Some pretty nice speeds, especially since it is a longer axle-to-axle bow. You usually see these bows lose a little bit more speed, but rated at 335, it's pulling off some pretty nice numbers on it. Now, as far as the noise rating on this bow, we've got it here at 95.4 decibels. A nice quiet bow. It's going to be a great shooter for hunting. And as we look at the draw cycle on this bow, that extra length that we're seeing over the Mach 30, the Mach 30 felt great last year if you got a chance to shoot it. The 33 feels equally as good, if not better, because it gives it that longer string angle for us bigger guys. As you guys know out there, I like a longer bow. I think this is probably going to be my shooter for this year. But at a 33 axle to axle, it just comes back super smooth on those evolve cams, drops into that 90% let off, real nice and easy. You don't get that high drop into a back wall, and then it sits just rock solid on those cable stops. Now from there, the grip's the same as we've seen for the last few years on their carbon bow. It's a nice thin grip, sits really well in your hand, and feels great. As far as the deadness in your hand, this is as dead as any bow we've shot from PSE, or frankly anybody else. So they've got a great platform here, giving you that longer axle-to-axle option if you like a longer bow that's a little more forgiving and a little easier to shoot. So if you were looking for a brand new carbon bow for this year, PSE has got a real winner here in this Mach 33. You need to stop into the shop, take a few shots out of it, see what you think of it. Be sure and make some comments down there online. And if you are looking for one of these bows, be sure and get a hold of us here at Mike's Archery so we can get one in your hands.